Live from the Washington, D.C. area, it's the Inside Scoop, EmeraldPlanet. All the ecology news that our viewers want to know. Now, here's your host, Executive Director of the EmeraldPlanet, Dr. Sam Lee Hancock.
Hello and welcome to the EmeraldPlanet as we come to you from Washington, D.C. in the United States, looking around the globe in 143 different nations, looking for what we call the 1,000 best practices, the technologies, the services, and the products that can be used to carry us through the 21st century. Addressing the severe images and needs of climate change as water, fuel, healthcare, education, all the basic needs that we have for society that has now moved beyond 7 billion souls on this planet. But as we move through the 21st century, we're looking again for the technologies and the people that are going to actually to enhance the standard of living, the quality of life, instead of just maintaining, as many people say that we'll see as we go in the latter years of the 21st century. One of the exciting events that is happening every 2 years in the United States and open to world competition is what's called the Solar Decathlon. I have beside me Richard King, who is the Director of the United States Department of Energy, and doing absolutely a fantastic job. And Richard, it was really a great opportunity to come down and spend a couple days walking around all the different 20 homes that were constructed and showing all the new technologies that's going to really take us over the next 10, 20 years.
Yeah, we were glad you came. We were there to demonstrate to everybody how you can live clean with solar energy and energy-efficient housing.
Well, one of the things I thought was really interesting because many people, I told them about this, and they said, well, where do they have the models? And they were thinking about, something that's on, a little board in a room somewhere. And I said, no, they have to go in and build a real house, and then it must function, and also they're in a competition.
Yes, the Solar Decathlon is a very competitive design competition, not just to, put it on paper, but they've got to build a 1,000 square foot house, bring it to Washington, D.C., and we put 20 houses up so that people can actually go in them and see them. So it's a real hands-on demonstration.
Yeah, well, these slides will attest to this, and these were some really fantastic weather events were going on. And I want to say that these pictures were provided by the Department of Energy. These were not some that I took, but these are phenomenal. And the rainbow, and then, of course, the clouds after the severe rain you have. And I was just amazed that you were able to keep functioning with all the rain that was going on during that time. But tell us about the Solar Decathlon Park. What are we actually looking at here, and how did that relate, one, to the universities competing and the general public that was coming to have the experience of these homes?
Well, what you're looking at is West Potomac Park on the National Mall. It's on the west side of the tidal basin and just the east side of the Potomac River. It was really a nice spot. We had about 7 acres, and we put 19 houses, in a little village, a solar village. These are all solar powered. They are not using any fossil fuels of any kind, and they're very energy efficient because the contest is to see who can build the best house, best looking house, best performing house in a 10-day contest.
Well, and I know you were actually doing the assessments of these houses in real time, and so it was really interesting. Go house to house, could you see, what was the kilowatts per hour being produced by each house, and what was the usage, and then the people that are managing each of these houses, like the ones that we're going to be demonstrating here, the top 3, and how they were actually utilizing, the solar power to actually, to operate these houses. So it was really a great demonstration. And I noticed right here you have Secretary Chu speaking, and who's this guy over here raising his hands in the air, some kind of photograph or something? Who is this guy?
Yes, well, Secretary Chu came and gave the awards out to the teams, and we were delighted to have him there. And later that night, all the team leaders of the 19 universities gave me an autographed photograph of all the teams. We had an all-team photo, and so on stage when they did that, I just raised it up over my head
Well, I just think it's fantastic, Richard. And I tell you, one of the things that really attracted me to all this, I started talking with your staff and all that, and then I was trying to chase you around the mall to find you to talk with you, is just the enthusiasm, the energy, but just the real care and concern that you gave to every participant in this. That's really admirable as far as how you did that, and then to keep all these people together and keep them working hard throughout the 10 days. It's just amazing.
It's actually easy because they're so passionate about what they're doing. They are totally interested and consumed in this 2-year endeavor to design a house, build it while you're taking classes in college, and then coming here to demonstrate. They really wanted to tell their story. How do you build a house and how do you live sustainably? And the students were just wonderful.
Well, and the whole thing about it that people don't realize, this really is a 2-year process. So it's a real commitment when you're doing this.
Yes.
And when you're trying to balance everything that you have back on campus, and then you're really trying to find the very best technologies. And I know in some of these houses, we're going to be interviewing some of the faculty members and the students involved in this. They're actually inventing technologies to be used in this, so they're really going beyond the horizon in some of the activities and the technologies and products they're using.
Yeah, wouldn't you love to have a clean sheet of paper and just bring that creativity to bear and take everything that we know in these universities and design from scratch the best house you can that's sustainable, that we need for the future.
Well, looking at, you had Team Canada, you had the Belgians, the Chinese, Team China, which we actually had on a earlier broadcast, and then New Zealand, which we're going to have on here. So having this as an international competition, I really think it benefits not only those nations and the United States, but it really benefits the globe because you demonstrated this is not just theory, you can actually do it.
Yes, yeah, these are real working houses. That the proof is in the pudding. They have to demonstrate it. They have to prove that this really works.
And we'll see some of the enthusiasm. But looking at this, I know you're showing demonstrations here of some of the advanced technologies that are developed in the United States and around the globe. Why are you putting up these displays when you have all these homes there that are actually, really employing and developing the technology?
Well, we're just adding to it, so that when people come, they ask a lot of questions. And we put up a display of lights so you could turn them on really easy and side by side see what an incandescent bulb was like, a CFL compact fluorescent bulb, and then a new LED light. And you can see the amount of energy that each takes and how much money you'd save by getting more efficient.
Now, I know this one demonstration here is all about the insulation and energy efficiency of, tightly insulated homes. Now, this is something I thought was very interesting, where you were actually demonstrating some of the more advanced technologies and products that are available, and you can go up just like this young child. That's why I really like this photograph. You can go up and touch it. It's almost like kicking the tires on a new car.
That's right. Yeah. It's all about education, and it starts from a 5-year-old on up to college students and even homeowners. This is new technology, and everybody needs to learn about it and just how easily it works. And kicking the tires is just what you need to do.
Yeah, because if people don't see it, the whole thing, a picture's worth 1,000 words. But, this is almost like having 10,000 words. and just looking at these homes, I mean, this is just really a beautiful area. So cosmetically, the whole thing just seemed to fit together very nicely. And that just doesn't, occur by happen chance. It really needs to be well planned. Tell us about these two homes that we're looking at and why they're important.
Let's see.
One is Purdue University, and the other, I think, it was related to the Habitat for Humanity. If we can bring these two photographs up here, we can see them. There we go.
Yeah, the one on my right is from Parsons Stevens, and that house is staying in Washington, D.C. It was built in conjunction with Habitat for Humanity, and that university team is giving their house to a low-income family in Ward 7 in Washington, D.C. So that was a really nice demonstration of how you can work together.
Which we're actually conducting green jobs training programs in both Ward 7 and 8 in Washington, D.C. through EmeraldPlanet and 9 other nonprofits. So we really like that idea. And then the one from Purdue University looking out over your campus there in the mall is just really a beautiful scene. But this is some of the excitement. I mean, this could be a football or a basketball game or something. I mean, the excitement that the students exhibited throughout this. And I must say the faculty, actually, I think they were even more excited than the students that were involved.
Senator Menendez is a champion of the Solar Decathlon, and all the teams wanted to give him some kind of reward for his, support over the past 2 years. And so he invited us up to the Capitol Visitor Center on, Capitol Hill. So we decided that, well, let's give out our architecture awards on that day while we're up there with Senator Menendez. So, the teams got a special treat to go to Capitol Hill. And as you see, the team that you're going to talk to here very soon is University of Maryland, who won Best Architecture.
Yeah, and it's just absolutely amazing. But the enthusiasm, I think this is something that carries forward. And then to have the school children involved in this at a very early age, again, making this very real, allowing them to come out and touch and see, and in some cases smell and kick and just participate. And, this is just a fabulous way for them to really learn about the technology. We're going to leave this up because we only have just about a minute or so left. Looking at the decathlon, one, why call it Solar Decathlon? And then what do you see for the future, Richard?
The decathlon gets its name from 10 contests. So if you're going to build a house, how do you evaluate it side by side to pick who's got the best? Not only the best looking one, but also the best performing. So we came up with 10 ways, and hence the decathlon. So we put juries through them to judge them for architecture, engineering, curb appeal, as well as communications. And we assess them for affordability. They all needed to be $250,000 US or less to get their 100 points. So you got 10 contests, 100 points. And then we measure them for performance. So they've got to cook, wash clothes, light their space, heat and cool the house, and we divide that.
This is a real working house.
It is, yes. And so by the end of the contest, you've thoroughly evaluated which ones perform well. They can take that solar energy and turn it into useful work, as well as, it's kind of a beauty contest as well as a very professional design contest.
Well, I know that they're using various colleges within the university, so they have the School of Business and Communications.
That's right.
I only have about 10 seconds left. 10 seconds. What do you want to leave with our viewers?
Well, the students are just so overwhelmingly bright and enthusiastic. It was a wonderful experience.
And Richard, thank you for your energy and everything that you're doing. Thank you for being with us on the Emerald Planet.